so much to both of you. Now, after the break, we've everything you need to know about Vigo Ven, the surprise package on last night's BGT that everyone is talking about. Also, as rail strikes cause chaos today, we've got some tips on how to save you money on train tickets this summer, not to be missed. And...
You are quite a remarkable man, Joseph. I, Marie Antoinette, Queen of France, hereby anoint you Chevalier.
Hollywood actors Lucy Boynton and Kelvin Harrison Jr. will be telling me the fascinating truth behind their new film. And they've sold over 50 million albums. Now, Simply Red are back. Mick Hucknall is here live to reveal why he doesn't miss his 80s Playboy lifestyle. Good morning. We've the latest on Sir Elton John's final ever London performance in front of a star-studded audience, including the Beckhams. Hello there. Also on the show, we've the inside story on Vigo Ven, the comedian who simply stole the show on last night's BGT. Then, stepping back into the 18th century for their new film, actors Lucy Boynton and Kelvin Harrison Jr. will be telling me why they have Prince to thank and... that I wanna fall from the stars, straight into your arms. Simply Red are quite simply one of the UK's most successful ever bands, and in 10 minutes, Mick Hucknall's here live telling me why his wild rock and roll days are behind him. And we have a rather unexpected but very welcomed guest in the studio this morning, Tyler.
Yeah.
Now, I was told you weren't going to be here today. What are you doing? Why are you here?
I was actually meant to be in Ibiza,
right.
But, you know, I heard that you were here today and I was like... No,
you got a better offer.
My passport expired. Yeah, had a little hiccup at the airport, got denied at check-in. It's meant to have, like, 3 months on it to go to Ibiza, and I didn't know. So I could be at a pool party right now, but instead I'm here fully clothed.
How many days? You got to the airport and you hadn't even checked your passport?
Well, I did check it. Like, obviously, they checked in online, but then when I got to the thing, they were like, no, you can't go because you haven't got 3 months.
Do you never watch our travel items on this show with Simon Calder? I'm going to send you the highlights of Simon Calder's hits. Mostly, check your passport.
Listen, it's fine, because I'll tell you what, I'm here now and I've got a lot to chat about today, like the departure of a soap legend as well. All right, that's all coming up.
All right, well, we're very glad to have you. We'll get you a paddling pool.
Thank you.
To make you feel at home. All right, my love. Now, talking about travel chaos, rail passengers are facing fresh travel disruption this morning. The first of 3 days of strikes begins. Now, consumer expert Gemma Godfrey joins me now. A very good morning to you. A really bad week for commuters, and there's loads of events going on, and it's half-term. I mean, it's irritating. In that respect, of course, the politics of it are one thing. But you have actually got some really good news and good advice for rail users, particularly over the summer, to sort of pre-plan.
Absolutely. Yeah. There are ways to be able to save money. So what's interesting is the old way, which is to go in person and buy tickets in advance, doesn't work anymore. So actually, rail bosses are clamping down and people in the ticket offices can't actually offer you tickets in advance anymore. This is a whole reversal of the reforms that we saw to make it easier for us to buy the cheapest tickets.
Right.
So instead, here are 3 top tips. So the first one is to actually think about splitting your journey. So let's say you're going from London to Durham via York. Actually, a ticket from London to York and York to Durham may be cheaper than one from London to Durham, but it doesn't mean that you need to leave the train. So let me explain. There are websites like Trainline, you can use the app or website, and there's something called Split Save, that icon. If you click on that, all it means is you just swap your tickets, but you don't need to swap trains. No one needs to get out of the train. So it's just splitting your journey up. Just financially, it might be better for you.
It's funny, I've seen that little icon thing, and I thought, I don't know what that means. So I totally ignore Split Save. I don't even know what it is. And now I know.
Just money off. That's all it means.
That's fantastic.
That's the first one. The second one is club together. We're better together. If you actually club together, and there are between 3 to 9 of you, you can actually get a discount, potentially a third off of off-peak travel costs. And again, that's called group save, that icon there.
Group save, right.
And the third one is advance. So it is about shopping in advance, but you have to do it online or at a machine. And tickets tend to come out 12 weeks in advance. That's probably the best time to start to look. So do it in advance, but do it online. That would be the tip.
Fantastic. Right, your work here is done, but you have more. Scams. You've got scams now, haven't you? QR codes are everywhere, and they became really popular, didn't they, in restaurants? And now you almost have to do it. You don't have a choice about not using QR codes. But what is the scam that we've got to be aware of now?
The scam is called QR jacking. And what it is, of course, they became really popular during the pandemic. You know, you'd use it on menus. A lot of places are actually asking you to be able to do it to access their website to order more easily. But what people are doing is the scammers are sticking a QR code on top of a genuine one, so they're putting a fake one. It'll send you to a website that they run. They'll ask you for your own personal details, and then they'll use that to try and scam you of money. And it happened in the Isle of Wight. Motorists went to a car park, and there was a QR code to pay for parking. It sent them to a site, they paid money, and it didn't go to their parking, and actually went to the scam artist, and they used it to siphon off money off of their bank accounts. So the first thing is look to see if there's something stuck on, if the QR code is genuine. Secondly, check the website, check that for any misspellings, check the URL address.
You're in a car park, you've got things to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just targeting you when you're least likely to pay attention. You think, where's my cash? Oh, I'll quickly do that.
Absolutely. It's all about convenience. People think you're gonna just click through, and that's how they get you. So take
be aware.
the time, be aware, check that it's genuine.
Particularly in these public places, not necessarily on a restaurant menu. That's not likely to be a scam, is it? Because you're there in the restaurant, presumably.
Oh, but they could come in, they could sneak in and do it. I mean, I'd always be aware and check the website address.
Always be aware. There is another scamming thing around tax credit deadline, isn't there? HMRC, fake emails, fake messages.
And this is kind of preying on people's vulnerability, that they are worried about HMRC, worried about owing tax, worried about getting money back. So the deadline is the 31st of July. HMRC have warned that there are these scams, and this is for credit renewal. So what happens is that you'll get a message, a text or an email saying they need your latest details, that you've got a payment that hasn't gone through, or there's a bonus grant, or the worst thing is some people are getting phone calls saying that you could be arrested if you don't pay overdue taxes. And, of course, you start to panic and you give them details. Don't give details away.
They will never ring you to say that sort of thing, will they?
No, and you can always check that the government website by typing it in yourself. You know, anything where you're sent a link, it's very dangerous to find that link.
We're innately good people. You want to do the right thing. You don't like being caught out on the wrong side of the tax man. And it's horrible, that sort of scam, actually. Now, time to be wary of holiday fraud as well.
So holiday fraud, Action Fraud said that we lost about £15 million last year, which is over 40% more than the year before. So this is really... So if a deal...
Well, it's because budgets are low for people, so you are looking for the cheapest way possible to do a holiday.
You're looking for the best deal.
Yes, you are.
And I always say look for the best deal, but obviously if something does look too good to be true, usually it is. So the tips here are, if you're going to do anything to do with holidays, look for the ABTA logo. ABTA, which will show you that you're protected. It's what holiday websites will offer, a level of protection for consumers. So look for that logo on the website.
OK.
Secondly, do your research in terms of reviews. Maybe make payments on your credit card, because that does offer you a level of protection.
And the point of the scam is essentially you buy some stuff online, you think, oh, there's a nice Airbnb or whatever it might be, not maligning them, and then there's no hotel, there's nothing.
They just take your money, you turn up.
Oh,
if you're lucky, you get to the airport, and if it's not your passport, you don't have the ticket. And also, there's another one to watch out for, and this is a really important one, which is fake Twitter accounts. There was one that was pretending to be British Airways. It was reaching out to travellers. People often tweet saying, you've lost my luggage. They were responding to travellers saying, we found your luggage. People would be excited. And they'd say, but you need to give us your details. You need to pay us a fee. And, of course, that fee just went to them. So, look, the airlines are never going to ask you for money. Also, check for a gold tick to show that the accounts are actually genuine. But be careful about your money.
Oh, my goodness. Now, if you do end up getting scammed, right, A, don't feel stupid, because it's easy to happen to anybody, but take the tips that Gemma's just given you, obviously, to avoid it. However, can you get your money back? OK,
so let's start with the good news. Is that there are three different types I'm going to go through. The first one is unauthorised payments. What I mean by an unauthorised payment is that your money, your credit card details, your card details have been stolen and you haven't actually made a payment. They've just gone in and taken your money. It is highly likely you'll get your money back. Good. It's the most common type of scam, but what you should do is contact your bank and they should be able to refund you by the next business day. So if it's unauthorised and if you can prove that if you weren't to blame, exactly. The second one is an authorised push payment. It's a bit more complicated here. It's when you have actually sent money to scam artists. It's the Royal Mail scam that we've talked about on the show.
QR code,
before,
all that sort of stuff, yeah.
You've sent the money to them. But again, please get in touch with your bank, because although legally they don't have to do anything, most major banks have signed up to something that has said that actually they will try and help you and reimburse you if you can prove that, if they can see that you weren't to blame. And the final one is just, if you don't get any goods or you get goods that are faulty, again, make sure that you contact your bank. It's something called a debit chargeback scheme. And what they could do is they could contact the bank and say, well, we have the money back, actually, because we haven't got the goods.
OK, all right. Super stuff. Thank you so much, Gemma. It's actually quite a scary... When you put all the scams together, it makes you feel quite nervous about everything, but there are ways to avoid it, and that's the whole point of you being here. Thanks so much. Really invaluable. Now, in just a moment, we'll be revealing what stopped King Charles in his tracks yesterday. And back with new music, Simply Red's Mick Hucknall is taking a break from his pre-tour voice rest, I hope, to tell me why he won't be retiring, hurrah, anytime soon.